You want to talk sports. You want to talk basketball, football, baseball, wrestling, UFC, boxing. You want to talk sports. You want to talk music. You want to talk hip-hop. Real hip-hop. Classic hip-hop. The history and the culture of hip-hop. And you want to talk candidly. You want to hear the real. You want us to keep it 100. You are in the right place. Welcome to the Candid Coach, starring your man Coach Fah and your man Mr. Lewis. Bringing it to you real, bringing it to you right. Sit back, strap in, comment, get busy, baby. It's the Candid Coach.
What's happening, y'all? What's going down? What's going down in the neighborhood?
What's going on,
man? Coach Fah in the building,
and your man,
of course,
Lewis.
Indeed. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show for y'all tonight. Y'all know how we get down with the sports talk, but tonight we got a special guest in the building, hip hop pioneer, man, from like Long Island classics, man. I'm very excited right now. So we're going to have B-Luv from the JVC Force, Strong Island, in the building. Right on. So before we get into it, man, you see what's scrolling at the bottom, man. I know y'all heard about Breonna Taylor. Apparently, the cops endangered her neighbors and not her after shooting her while she was sleeping. So there's that. And, you know, for anybody out there still confused about why Black Lives Matter, listen, stop worrying about organization. Worry about the message. You know what I mean? That's not justice. You know what I mean? How you feel about that, Will?
Yeah, I pretty much feel the same way. I'm not going to say I'm surprised because, you know, it's been historically happening to us for centuries.
Yeah, but we need to be surprised. We need this or something else needs to happen. I'm going to just leave that right there in that good space. So as we move on, we're going to jump into a little bit of headline heat, baby. All right. So there's been a serious rash, I mean a rash of injuries in the NFL this week.
Man.
I mean 7 ACL injuries, bro. Nick Bosa, Saquon Barkley, so many others, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like ACLs out there, brother.
Yeah, it's like, let's snap some rubber bands. Pop, 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 pop. It's crazy. I mean, that injury in the 80s and 90s was rare. You know, and now it's so prevalent. It's crazy. Tommy John, too, for baseball. It's like, for all this bigger, stronger, faster, these ligaments is getting weaker and weaker. Like, I don't want to hold on. I don't mean to laugh, but you laugh to keep from crying. I mean, it's tough. You know, and some of it, I guess you got to really attribute to COVID because they didn't have a preseason. You know, they couldn't practice. They didn't have any. They weren't used to the physicality. They were doing a lot of walkthroughs. You know, scarily, I figured it was going to happen in week 1. I'm surprised it happened in week 2, really. You know, but let's hope it doesn't happen in this frequency again, like the rest of the season, man, because that's tough.
Yeah, you know really. I mean?
And selfishly, Saquon killed me in fantasy, man. My son beat my tail in fantasy because Saquon Barkley got me 6 points. And I mean, I'm a Giant fan, like to my heart. So I was in a weird place when he fell down. I really was. I was like, no. Then I was like, no. So yeah, it's tough. It's just tough doing this fantasy stuff, man. But so I know you were talking to me earlier in pre-production about the MMA and the boxing stuff. So I'm gonna throw the floor to you. Then I'm gonna lose my mind real quick on these Giants and Jets. So, Mr. Lewis, take the floor, brother.
Well, just a couple quick things. For one, I know everybody's excited about the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson matchup.
He sounds scared to fight, though.
I think that's more of a tactic to sell the fight. You know what I mean? Roy Jones is as much a veteran as Mike Tyson is, and even though he may truly feel that he may get hurt in the fight, I think it was more so a psychological tactic to get people. You know, he's playing rope a dope for even getting in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
he's trying to get that bread up too.
Yeah, and I think he's also playing up into Mike's ego because Mike is all talking about he ready to break bones. You've seen the footage of him almost taking his trainer's head off earlier this week. So yeah, Tyson is ready. But I also know he's not in the 50s, so I hope that in the end there is no serious injuries. Also, but with that, you know, we'll discuss that as it gets closer to the, I guess, the fight date, if it's still going to happen, because there's still talks up in the air because of the pandemic and because of the money issue and stuff.
The purse, definitely.
Exactly, yeah. So, I guess more closer to the present would be the Charlo twins. You know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight. That's the Saturday, matter of fact.
Yes, I might have to link up with some of the homies down here and get a pay-per-view party going.
Okay, I might do the same up here, man. Yo, if we do, let's go live.
Hey, I'm down.
Y'all down with that, fans? Y'all want to see that? All right, we'll talk about it. Tweet us at Fahim Insurance and the Black Lebowski. That's what it is. So, real quick, all I'm going to say about the Jets is fire Adam Gase. His ass should have been fired. He shouldn't have made it to the season. That vote of confidence conversation should have never happened. But, you know, the Johnsons is on some wild stuff themselves. But this dude, he does not like having stars. He's got an ego. He got crack eyes. He got all kinds of stuff going on that I just don't approve of, man. And Tannehill, we thought Tannehill was garbage, dude. We wrote that cat off. He go to a new team and he's killing it. He's dangerous. You know who else? You know who's dangerous? Adam Gase around quarterbacks. Yo, I'm telling you, I don't see the season getting any better for them because at the end of the day, Sam Darnold has as much confidence in his coach as his coach has in him. And Le'Veon Bell can't even see the field. I mean, and he had to beg and plead not to be traded. And then, you know, you had the whole Jamal Adams thing. Yeah. My Queens fan, they are Jets till they die and all that. And I got love for my Queens fan, but yuck, Brother Chase says, yuck.
Wow.
Yo, but my Giants are a little different. The Giants at least got fight in them. You know what I mean? After Saquon went down, and when Saquon went down, we weren't playing well. After he went down, Danny Dimes got on his business. He turned over. He's young. Eli Manning had a horrible second year. Yeah. And if we gave up on him, we would not have had 2 Super Bowls.
Good point.
You know what I mean? So look, listen, Giants fan, calm down. Yeah, get on me. It's always somebody to yell at. What we need to do right now is just be patient, man. The guy's in his second year, bro. You know, we got to have growing pains. Nobody. I mean, y'all got spoiled by Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? Coming in, flash, boom, boom, boom. Oh, we moved the needle. Not everybody's like that. And you darn sure don't want to have repeats of what Arizona did, wasting 2 years of #1 picks. You picked Josh Rosen, only to trade him the next year for almost nothing. You know, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, if Trevor Lawrence is out there, the Giants should keep it moving because they have a quarterback." Period. You know, what they did worked for them. That's not the standard. It's an anomaly. You got to treat it as such. You know what I'm saying? Folk crazy, man. That's just how I feel. Giants fans, calm down. Jets fans, go get your pitchforks. It's time. You got to get that dude up out of there. Y'all ain't winning with that dude. I promise. I promise. All right. So that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was
All right. Tell them how you feel. Tell them how you really feel.
Sir. I will. That's why it's the can. We always can tell how we really feel about these things. Yeah. And right now, how I really feel about this weather is, listen, God, stop playing with us. You know, if you're going to put it in 70s degrees, leave it in the 70s degrees. I don't need no surprise 85. I'm hot right now.
Word.
Hey, yo.
Monday and shorts on Wednesday.
All right. So, you know, like, that's just, nah, I don't want to catch the flu like that. You know, we got COVID already. It's too much. It's too many things. Nah, I'm good. I got a toothache. Let's calm down. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit you with a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back with our superstar guest, B-Luv from the JVC Force, coming in live. Welcome to the new sneaker apparel line called Naps. It's not just the kicks. It's a way of life. Naps. Yeah, man. Naps in the building. Shout out to Naps.
Word. We in here.
We in here. All right, y'all. Let's put our seatbelts on. We're getting ready for one of our favorite segments, the Hip Hop Corner. And with our special guest, B-Luv. It's time to talk hip-hop. Classic hip-hop. Modern day hip-hop. The state of the culture. This is what it is. It's hip-hop time. Yo, yo, yo. What is happening?
Everything is good, my brothers. How are y'all?
Great, sir. Thanks for asking.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, B-Luv, are you serious? We got JVC Force in the building doing damage.
Sir.
Yes, indeed.
Listen.
I'm excited.
Oh.
Listen to the situation, my son. Anyway, guys, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Sir.
It is a tremendous honor to be able to be here with you guys and do this for you. Salute to hip hop. Salute to everybody all around the world, worldwide, tuning in. Salute to Central Islip.
Yes, indeed.
3 daps and 1 love.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. And for those who don't know, that's the first album cover. See the dude on the top of the car? Yeah. All right, so let's just jump in, man, for the fans. You know what I mean? Again, we really appreciate you being on. And honestly, I wrote out the question a certain way, but there's another way to address it that kind of says the same exact thing. So, B-Luv, when did you fall in love with hip-hop?
Ooh, I fell in love with hip-hop when hip-hop first began at the age 5. I was at my uncle's house in the Bronx. I believe he lived on Morris Avenue. And I witnessed hip-hop in the form of a battle. I think it was like the Fantastic Romantics. And at that point in time, I started witnessing hip hop through the Cold Crush Brothers, who's one of my favorite, is my favorite group to this day. And at that point in time, I realized that, you know, they say hip hop started in 73, but in 73, the DJs already knew how to catch these beats on the breaks. So I started realizing that I was in love with the form. But me as a person, as a youngster, I have more questions in regards to just the form that I was seeing. As I got older, I started asking questions to myself like, was it really going down in 73 or was it going down before? Because see now, as they say 73, I had tapes from 71, the DJs cutting up a beat. So, you know, the mastery of the whole hip hop.
Okay.
And I seen it at age 5 and I fell in love with it. Like I said, as I got older, it started to challenge me more. It became more of a lifestyle. And
yes,
really, to be honest with you, it possessed me. And you know,
that's fair.
Yeah, five.
It knew how to do that.
5 years old, it gave me the best reason to be on the sidewalk in the street. And this was in the Bronx. My uncle was in the Bronx, so I seen this in the Bronx. But I was already, at the time, I was still living in Brooklyn, but I was just getting ready to move to Long Island. But I witnessed all of this in the Bronx. I think around the Morris Avenue. I think it was like maybe right underneath the 6th line before you get to Parkchester. But it was going
over there. Parkchester. Yeah. I know the area. I know the area. All right.
But don't get me wrong though now. When I moved to Long Island and I was about 6 years old, 7 years old, I had a crew. I was with a crew and I met people. I met AJ Rock when I was about 5, 6 years old. I met Kirk Cazal when I was 5 years old because when I first got to Long Island and got enrolled to school, Kirk Cazal was sitting next to me. And so I met him. But like I say, our lives separated after a while because I started to go to a different school than him. And we didn't meet back up until our teen years. JVC was already established. Right. AJ was somebody I went through my life with. I met him around 6. About 5 years old, I met him. But around 6 years old, 7 years old, started hanging out with him. Along with the other guys from like the block and stuff like that. So with AJ, it was more of a brotherhood from early on. And, you know, there's a lot more chances in my life personally as BLuv with AJ than there is with Kurt. But not to say I don't love them like, you know, equally. But I say, you know, there were times that, you know, growing up and stuff like that, you know, AJ was somebody I met on the block and both of us had a
day ones.
What drew us together was actually hip hop again because he was older than me, 3 years older than me. So AJ was the one that knew about everything that AJ already, by the time I was 6 years old and met AJ was about 9 and already knew how to tag a building and ride the train.
Nice.
So naturally, I gravitated to this stuff because, you know, I came from Brooklyn. So every opportunity I could get to go ahead and get away from Long Island and go see what's different.
Yeah, go back home. Yeah.
I took that opportunity and I went and I came back to Long Island with that. And whether it was a new name buckle or it was a coat from Delancey or, you know, I intended on staying fresh because, you know, it wasn't so much that it was all about the city to me, but it was that, hey, this is what hip hop is about. And I know we got guys in Long Island, they were rapping. Biz Marquis, he was hitting around to crews, begging to get on the mic when he was young.
So that story's real. So that Vapors line is real.
That's real. And I witnessed it because one of the times that he was begging to get on the mic, it was on my block. And again, you know, big respects to Bismarck. One thing I want to say while we on the interview right now, you know, we pray for Bismarck and his health and stuff, but don't be so fast to read what you're seeing on the net about him being in a coma and stuff. You know, we don't put our brothers.
I heard what his family said.
Business working out his situations and everything is private, but
Right on.
Biz popped up at my house a couple of times, growing up, looking for material. Hey, I know you got my tape. I know they say you got all the tapes in the neighborhood, and I know you got my tape somewhere in your house, and I'm not leaving until I get it. I would see Biz in Atlanta DJing, and he would pull me up there and be like, come on up. Biz is 100% real. And but I witnessed him growing up begging to get on the mic when people didn't want to give him no shine. Man, he been doing this thing as long as Dougie Fresh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do look at Dougie Fresh as the world's greatest entertainer, but I also do on the strength for Long Island. I also look at Biz as like, Biz got a lot of hits. Biz got a lot of hits. Both of those guys are great. That mastery, he put his work down, and he put his work down, and he fought to go ahead and get his voice heard too. So, hip hop, like I said, when I came to New York, when I came to Long Island from Brooklyn, hip hop was occurring in Long Island. Long Island had Wicked Crew, the Double Exposure Crew, which was a guy named DJ Spontaneous, who was like my cousin, and he rocked with Reg, Sir Rock-a-Lot, and Charles Fleming. All of those guys became part of the crew that was rolling with JVC Force. Chili Roll from Long Island, from Central Islip, Midnight Express, Ultimate Power. I mean, we had crews up in Long Island that was going ahead and battling crews coming up from Brooklyn and all kind of stuff, and they was putting in the heat. Double Exposure was probably the wickedest crew on Long Island. They came from CI. Them cats was mean. DJ Spontaneous was way ahead of his time. He was another Grandmaster Flash, but what does it mean where you don't get the recognition? But the speed coming up on Long Island, as the DJs went and they got down, Kurt Cazal, the only other DJ that I seen, Kurt Cazal, Diamond J, DJ 4-5, Kayla Boss.
Kayla Boss, yes sir.
These are all battle-worthy DJs coming out of Long Island.
Right.
And, I say all of this to say that hip-hop is incredible. Before you could be an MC, you have to have a great DJ.
Right.
Indeed.
Right.
Before you love hip-hop, a man has to be able to play what relates to the crowd. When a DJ watches the crowd and he's rocking you and you realizing that you made records, but you in the crowd sweating to death because you love hip-hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This is the lifestyle. This is the lifestyle that we preach about. Hip hop is our lifestyle. Rap is our music. Hip hop is not our music. It is our lifestyle. It's the thing that generates everything we do, from DJ and MC and breakdancing to graffiti. And graffiti probably went ahead and started that off first because, the Latinos and the other brothers that was doing graffiti, they was putting the beautification on the city.
Yes, they were.
That was getting criticized in the 70s as being some vandals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now in 2020, when you want us out of our black neighborhoods and you want to re-gentrificate them, you putting up the same graffiti and the same art that we came up with that we love. So again,
that's true.
Thank you for stealing our cultures and realizing, that what we did was 100%. Salute to y'all.
Bang.
But guess what?
Bang.
We know how to get it back. You can't generate anything with juice unless you come through the source. So guess what? Y'all might be sitting up there trying to grow grapes, but before you do that, you need to come and you need to suck on the vine. So my thing with hip hop is that to everyone that plays a role in hip hop and has a hand in hip hop, hey, I love you. Yes, I represent it. And again, thank you guys too for representing it too. And giving me the opportunity to go ahead and speak on things like this.
Yo, the youth need to hear these stories, man. I mean, again, it's not a current culture. It's been around 40, almost 50 years now.
Yeah.
People have grown up. People have become adult people in hip hop.
I think we are
grandparents in hip hop.
Yeah, I think we're running 46 in this game. Hip hop began when I was. Hip hop may be going on 46 to 47 years old right now. Maybe I might be wrong. I might be a couple of years off, or give or take a few. But
well, if they say 73, hip hop's 47.
Yeah.
Let me say something. Let me say something to you, right? By hip hop,
Yes,
right?
sir.
When you think about things, right? What else has black folks owned besides hip hop to a certain point of time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you say hip hop, right? Sometimes I want to make people to understand, right, that when you listen to music, and like I said, I thank people like Isaac Hayes and all that, you know, allowed us to use a sample for style and lyrics, and people like Aretha Franklin that allowed us to use Rocksteady for like 6 feet on the map. People like the Bar that allowed us to use a sample on Big Tracks. Frida Payne, who allowed us to use a sample on Strong Island. The Cats that allowed us to use Louie Louie. Vaughn Mason, who allowed us to use Bounce Rock Skate Roll on one of our joints. I thank those people for allowing us to come through a sample friendly era. And I want to remind people that hip hop wouldn't be hip hop. And again, when we talk about hip hop being a culture, golden era hip hop was something you could listen into the car with your parent. The lyrics weren't vulgar, they weren't crazy. They were respectable. They were from the heart. They were based on things that we seen in the city.
Right.
Absolutely.
When you listen to songs like The Message, which to me is like, it's the biggest classic because it's the most foreseen song. You know, when they're talking about don't push me, I'm close to the edge. And Melly Miller delivering his line on that album. It's the now time. We living in the jungle. Hip hop is the only thing that artists and young people, no matter what generation you was, even down to the parents, it pulled us together. It put the most income in people's pockets. It did the most for black society out of everything and made its way to the #1 genre of music, where even soft rock, commercials, everything had to go ahead and infuse hip hop to make money.
Yes.
That's fair. That's 1,000%, brother.
Yes.
That's 1,000%. So,
we do this,
Go ahead. No, go right ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
No, well, to wrap it up, I say that it's the only thing. What else has black folks gone ahead and created and owned? And I say that to say again, is because the reason why we owned it was because nobody could turn around and duplicate our culture without trying to be like us. We had the ability to take everybody's style and freak it. But even when white women wanted to look like sexy sisters,
fair point.
They begin to this day now, they start to go ahead and they start to put stuff in their lips, their eyes and all. They start to inject their butt and stuff so they have the shape of like black women and stuff like that. And I love my sister, so I'm gonna talk shit on your show.
It's the Candid Corner. This is the place to talk.
You don't like what B got to say on YouTube, ban me. But at the end of the day, right, whoever gonna ban me, right, you done dated a chick that done shot your ass up to look like a black chick. Cause we the shit. So I say that to say, you know, hip hop is our lifestyle. Through us as black people and Latino people and some white, because again, you don't have to be a color to follow hip hop. Chinese, Indian, whatever you are.
Yes.
Because you know what? If you hip hop, you have the ability to take even like a cheap looking suit jacket and freak it. We hip hop. It might look, somebody might tell you, hey, throw that to Goodwill, but by the time you turn around and throw the collar on it and put on a pair of Adidas with it, you got some compliments.
It's like that.
Our lifestyle is talent into the world. So we have to respect and we have to purify and continue to keep the culture pure. Do I like all hip hop? No. But it's fair to say that without all of it, the culture couldn't keep going. There's certain aspects of it that have to bring us to the mainstream to go ahead and be able to be fully recognized. You know?
Agreed.
You know, like I said, you know, we love hip hop. That's my thing.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Yes, we
yeah.
do.
Yes.
We just talking Candid in the corn.
That's my man. That's exactly it. So you know what? Listen, you know what? Questions. Boom. I'm really just digging what's going on with this, with the free talk.
I really
So
dig
do
it.
me a solid.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about after the group formed and when that first hit Strong Island came out, and what was the feedback from that? What was the vibe like for you? Because that was kind of big record. That was a big record.
Yeah. Well, what the situation was that is that like every other crew, you know, when I was growing up, I wanted to learn the studio and stuff. You know, Kurt was more savvy in the studio and stuff, so
Okay.
he was the DJ. And at that time, back then, you know, the DJs kind of control like doing the beats and stuff. But
Oh yeah.
my father had an incredible record collection, and my father used to pretty much allow me to put my equipment together with his equipment. So at that point, coming from New York, from Brooklyn, when I say New York, I mean Brooklyn, but I had already seen the culture of a block party style of DJ type of thing. And by the time me and my father put it together, and I put my studio and I started buying big speakers growing up and all and building scoops and different things with my crews.
Right.
We started putting that together. What was going on was my dad was the person who first initially, he used to watch us doing everything we was kind of doing. And he started recognizing from an early age that these guys just like beats. That's all they like. So one day all of us was together, and like normal, my father drifted into, you know, the garage studio room that we had put all the equipment in.
Right.
And he came in there and he knew we had a record deal at that time. So he pulled something out and he was like, and let me go back a little, because again, the record deal was for the New School, the song The New School. Strong Island wasn't really made yet. It was just, my dad came into the room at that time and was like, well, you guys like beats, go ahead and check this out. And he handed us the Free the Pains
Record.
Well, the first one was the easiest way to fall. So, you know, when we heard that, we were like, oh, that's kind of cool. We start grooving with it. You know, the truth of it is that we weren't to the point to where we lived on it just yet. We were kind of just grooving to the beat and was like, yeah, we can sample that. And we went to the studio and we kind of sampled it. And when I say the studio, I didn't mean Charlie Murata's studio where we recorded Strong Island. I meant the place where we went where somebody had the ability to kind of go ahead and like do something with the tape deck to keep it going and running so you can have enough to.
Yep.
Right. You know, when I go back to hip hop let me go back for a second. When I go back to hip hop, for the youngsters that's watching, we used to sit on the curve with a radio and hit the play button and the rewind button, and that's how we would be sitting there mixing.
Yep.
And somebody on the block was the nicest doing that, and they was considered the nicest DJ.
Yeah.
But we looped up the beat. We had the beat going for Strong Island. We didn't know what it was yet. We turned around and I wrote the song, and I wrote it in a singular part because at that time AJ wasn't a part of the group or the movement.
Okay.
So I wrote it in a singular form. I went ahead and I started to deliver it. Me and Kurt were going over it because we were already together in the group. And the group had at that time consisted of 2 female MCs along with me and Kurt. That was the original JVC.
Cool.
The lady MCs and B-Luv, you know what I mean? B-Luv and the lady MCs with Kurt Cazale.
Okay.
Vanessa and Catherine Frazier. And Zena Frazier, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So we started to go over the song and stuff. So by the time we got signed for B-Boy for the New School, when we went down there to sign the contracts, we started talking to them about another idea we had for a song called Strong Long Island. That's what it was supposed to be called.
Okay.
And within the conversation, you know, I cut out the long and I said, you know what? Nah, we from Strong Island.
Mm.
So Kurt put the beat on, I start to spit the lyrics. Tell them we got another partner that's in the song. So it's a group of 3.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hey.
They turned around. They started to hear this. They loved it. They said, yeah, we got to get this right away. We went to the studio. Yeah, we went to the studio. They paid for it. That was the first instance that anybody was paying for the studio because we were kids. So when we had to do demos and all of that stuff, understand our demo was done in New Jersey. The new school demo was done in New Jersey at Six Flags in that recording booth.
Okay.
And that's the demo. When I did the new school, those are the kind of lyrics that I was doing in high school. That's how I rap. So I listened to people like T Rock and LL Cool J, and I was like, yeah, if I can't be faster, that's great.
Right.
Adjective, adverb. You know what I mean? So they know, baby, it's yours. They know what lyrics were. When I heard that, I was like,
you know what? Ooh, this and some Grandmaster Cash. Grandmaster Cash already had me from 73. KG to all.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
was nice.
Yes.
AD, Charlie Chase and Tony Tone. Big shout out to Charlie and Tony.
Charlie Chase in the building.
Yes, sir.
Charlie down in Tampa. Tone like a couple months ago, but big shouts out to the whole Cold Crush brothers. The whole Cold Crush brothers.
Indeed. Big shouts.
You start to realize that as a youngster, when you want to get into this game and you want to rap, you're going to choose one that you're going to do. DJing, breakdancing, graffiti, or MCing. I started off a DJ. I took a seat to DJing because I found Kirk Azal because I started to rhyme. I also wrote a lot of rhyme, but I also used to tag.
Okay.
So I was involved with all sorts of stuff, sneaking out, going out, staying out all night, DJing parties, everything. But the whole thing about the hip hop is we lived it. And again, no matter what you could turn around and you could say about it, or no matter what direction that somebody tries to take you in it, it's a culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a culture.
Yeah, it is.
Long Island, if I was to turn around and, I know we're drifting a little bit off of the interviews and stuff, but the thing is that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So when I say this and I talk golden era hip hop, the reason I talk so heavy for Long Island is because we had groups come out of Long Island. And Long Island was a place that technically is attached to Brooklyn and Queens, but we are all right. You know, if you're from Brooklyn or you're from Queens and you're like, oh, no, Long Island ain't that's cool. That's fine. Because guess what? We got a lot of stuff going on in Long Island. When it comes to the golden era of hip hop.
Some of the best MCs. Some of the best MCs to come out came out of Long Island.
Yeah.
Some of the best groups, period, came out of Long Island. And Long Island is Strong Island, and you named it.
I thank you for that. You see, the thing is that we never turned around to be I was such a fan of hip hop that I wasn't really ever so interested in being on a label. And it excited me making records and stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I think as a hip hop artist, when we weren't on tour, I think I spent more time on the lines, like going to see people like the leaders of the new school performing in the city. And I always made sure that I went to the mall. I made sure I went to Chess King, got a fresh outfit.
Chess King,
Yep.
Chess King.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Chess King was the spot, yo.
Yeah, it take me back, yo.
Yeah, went to the world of Bally and got me a fresh pair of Bally booties to go ahead and cop some Travel Fox to go with a little velour suit and get on that line to go see
the British Walkers. Oh, the British Walkers.
The Britishers and the shark skins and stuff because
Yes.
And the Shams Barons and the Shams the Barons, but to say to get dressed up. To get dressed up to go see another group that, hey, I know them. I know the leaders of the new school, but to get dressed up to go see them, like, I got to go see this. So you're in love with hip hop. And one thing I would say that's so important is for every time I went to see the leaders of the new school, let it be known as fact. that each time they see me on the line, they snatched me off that line and they brought me in right with them. So
right.
I have a relationship with the leaders. I have a relationship with a lot of groups. I have a good relationship. I have a great relationship with Chuck D from Public Enemy and Flavor.
Ah.
Yo, you got a lot of respect for Chuck D. I know that.
If you ever notice something beautiful, and I'm gonna give you something on this show right now, and I'm gonna give a gem to the people that they probably never really knew, but
Please do.
I was a little guy. WBAU was a radio station in Long Island, Hempstead, Long Island. Big shouts to Hempstead, Roosevelt, everything, Freeport, Uniondale.
I got family all up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, big shouts to Nassau, Suffolk, big shouts. But Public Enemy was a group that was up on the WBAU radio station rolling with the original Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Ed Lover. It was just Dr. Dre, and it was my man, Wild Man Steve.
Okay.
And Jeff Force and all of them guys, Hospital University, shout out. But Public Enemy they was mean. They came out with the joint. Now, one thing why I say I want to say this on this show, because every time I do an interview, I want to give people things about JVC that they haven't heard. I like to keep my things as interesting as possible. But if you ever realize and notice, Chuck D done sued everybody for like using his voice or anything. But when we use the term Strong Island, he never sued JVC Force.
Oh, there you go.
It was the respect, and it was the respect. And I want to say something. I did music a couple of years ago and put some songs on Chuck D radio. He put them as top 50 hits for the year. He respected my rhyme style, and I always respected Public Enemy. That crew right there, when it came to hip hop coming out, it was the first time that Long Island seen a movement jumping, and it was mean.
Mm.
Okay.
It was the first time Long Island. They were the ones that moved Long Island to the world. The PE movement was mean. It was like the No Limit movement. It was like the No Limit coming to the South.
Fair point.
Everybody going like this. PE movement was mean. It was the first time a Long Island rap group was going to fill out an arena.
True.
Seen Chuck D.
That stuff means a lot, man. I mean, because now it's like commonplace, but before it wasn't.
Sure.
You know, so it took groups like that to really rip the ground up and put hip hop down in it. It was.
And these are the kind of stories and the kind of knowledge that the young generation needs to hear. You know what I mean? From the people that were there, the people that created it, you know?
Brothers, I want y'all to understand. Hip hop had respect back then.
Indeed.
I seen Chuck D, and I went to Chuck D and I said, man, wow. Rebel Without a Cause. Wow. I was like, and I'm looking at them like they're all wearing black. They got these old Oldsmobiles. Wow. When I finally got a chance, and the first person I met out that group was not Chuck, it was Flavor. And Flavor's so real. Flavor called me behind the fence at the Jones Beach Freaknik every year and was like, you know, come on back here. We about to perform, G. Come on, let him in. That's so, and he would shout me out like on the stage, like, you know what I'm saying, Strong Island, da-da-da. And the funny thing, when I finally met Chuck, the conversation was like, yo, I'm such a fan. I don't even know like what to say right now. Like your songs is. I used to make sure, like I knew what time that Red Alert and them would play Rebel Without a Cause, and I would be on the FDR Drive going up towards Harlem's, whether I'm going towards Sylvia's or Mr. Leo's or something to go eat with a little date or whatever. But I would know that Public Enemy is coming on, and I'd be like, yo, between that, JVC Force playing on the radio, EPMD playing at the time. Rakim was playing. De La Soul was playing. Well, it was later with De La Soul and them. Yeah, it was a very, very, very important time. And when I went to Chuck, basically, like I say, I told him I'm a super fan of hip hop, of Public Enemy. Like, yo, y'all songs is just, oh my God. And I said to him, I said, I used part of your song on that Strong Island. And you know what he said to me back then was, he was like, you did a nice job, brother. He said, you know what? He said, Long Island needed that anthem.
There you go.
I seen him about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, because Professor Griff performs with a group called, I think it's Aurelius 7 or 8, something like that.
Okay.
And Chuck brought me again to the front, sat with him right in the front row and stuff like that. And I was sitting right in front of him, holding his camera while he was taking pictures, snapping for him. And he's always showed me love, whether I ran into him in Atlanta Airport, Hartsfield. I'd be like, yo, Chuck. When he hears my voice, he stops. And they're real, like they're Long Island. And I say that to say, Public Enemy, I have nothing but respect for that crew. I love them to death. I have nothing but respect for all Long Island crews, but my anthem wouldn't be an anthem unless I got the blessing of Chuck D and Public Enemy. And not only that, the love and the opportunity to meet them and be treated like somebody who was important when I was around them. I salute Chuck and I salute Flav, because they put a lot of motivation in me to, even to this day, wave the flag for Long Island.
Outstanding.
Right.
That's
now real quick, you got a really flavorful shirt on. So I'm gonna show it to the fans. And if y'all been paying attention, I have been scrolling underneath slangsmith.com where this shirt is available. I got my order in. Get y'all's orders in. You know what I mean? And tell us more about that, B. Tell us about the clothing line.
The clothing line is slangsmith.com. The shirt that I'm featuring tonight is actually, it's a JVC Force created by Slang Smith. I want to pull the logo in some so y'all get familiar with the logo. But it's a JVC. It's a dry fit gym tee. As you can see, it stretches. It's the same as Armor All apparel. The material on it, the quality, everything is kind of screen pressed on it. Of course, on one sleeve, you know, we big up, you know what I'm saying, Central Islip, New York.
Central Islip, New York.
You know, with the redness on here, it reads, living in CI, who the hell am I? B-Luv, AJ Rock, and Kirk Azal. We 33 years.
Nice.
The sleeve since 88. The back here, if I turn around, it says 33 on the back. We represent, we moving into the 33rd year, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get to 60, you know what I'm saying, on crutches.
Yes, sir.
But,
and as soon as mine comes, you're going to see me rocking it on this show. You know that's right.
Yeah, I got to get my order right now, too.
I appreciate
you in the gym, man. That's a good gym shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you. The thing about this shirt, right? Let me say this. This shirt particularly is, we normally sometimes, you know, we're Slangsmith, we're slangsmith.com. Slangsmith.com. We create a lot of shirts. Yeah, if you see our shirts, we create different style of shirts and stuff. This shirt was a shirt that was made based on requests from the people. You know, the people of Central Islip, like I say in a lot of my interviews, we're very prideful people.
Right on.
Long Island, again, as a place, we never really turned around and went to the labels to go ahead and do songs and stuff like that. The labels came to us. It's a prideful place, you know. By making this shirt, I made this shirt as a one-time deal to go ahead and identify everything that everybody's always given me a comment about and said that they felt when it came to doing these shirts.
Okay.
When it comes to the living in CI, who the hell am I, and stuff like that.
Right.
That's the most popular term that's gone down with, like, you know, JVC Force and stuff like that. So people wanted this shirt. They wanted all of the stuff on it that it had to have on it in regards to the, since 88, they wanted the brand on, they wanted the JVC Force. And most important, what we decided to do at that point in time was to try to go ahead and put it on a armor wear towards gym tees so that it would be an attractive item. We didn't see too many people doing that type of thing. And again, you know, as Slangsmith, you know, we're not trying to downplay anyone or take anyone's business or anything. We're simply, as a company, you know, what we're trying to do is we're trying to go ahead and provide quality apparel, the kind of quality apparel that the people like, that they're asking for, not what we want, but what they're asking for. So
what they want.
Yeah, so this shirt was very, very meaningful. Again, it just came out. It is a fresh issue shirt. Again, it's a long sleeve. It is armor wear sort of material, so it does stretch. It is a workout shirt, but it's not a inexpensive item. I mean, it's a $41 item. So I understand it's not built for everyone, but the people want it. So, you know, who wanted it, I brought it to them.
Got to give it to the people, man.
Hey,
yeah, that's pretty much.
Pay for it too.
Well, it's not a cheap item to make. It's been a lot of testing. It was a lot of testing going into doing this item.
Right.
When I went to do this item, and my partners at Slangsmith, big shouts to my partner Heath. And also before I go into big shouts out Heath. And let me shout out to my boy Sean Birch at Gene Alon Media.
All right.
So when it came to doing this item, it was a lot of planning going into this particular item. As some may see every day, you know, there's been photo shoots and all kind of stuff done behind this item.
Oh yeah, I saw definitely on Facebook. He's got a whole display. It's really hot.
Yeah, you know, big shouts out to my wife too. You know, my beautiful wife, my chocolate Twix, the right Twix.
All right.
Gotta do that. Gotta do that.
Indeed.
All right, so B-Luv, we gotta have you on. We gotta have you back on that.
Yes.
I don't feel like we covered enough. I think there's still a wealth of things you can still talk to us about, brother. So
absolutely.
We definitely
yeah, like I said, I love to try to, you know, give you know the realness of hip hop and try to give a story unlike what somebody heard and stuff, man. But let me say real quick, man, again, you know, big shouts out to groups like De La Soul and the leaders of the new school who took the baton and, you know, took it to the level, took it arena style. You know, again, big shouts out to groups like PE, you know, big shouts out to like, you know, EPMD, Long Island groups all day long, you know, Keith Murray, Craig Mack, rest in peace, Father MC, everybody. I mean,
Father MC, yes.
Rakim, of course, and Rakim who has showed me so much love through the game, and no matter where I seen him at, he grabbed me in like, hey, he always showed me love. Real good right there too. Like he's 100p too. But big shouts out to Rakim. But again, big shouts out to my Central Islip, New D, Harlem Nav, Lowell Ave,
big up.
Surrounding areas, Suffolk Avenue, Kalis Path, Joshua Path, Motor Parkway. I'm surrounding them in. I'm bringing them in. Hart Park, Motor Parkway, everything. You know what I'm saying? Apple Street. My sister Kay Taylor, Bayshore, Long Island, Brentwood. Big up yourself. Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Manhattan. You know,
yes, sir.
Upstate, everywhere overseas, and most important, a super huge big shout out and thank you again to y'all at the Candid Corner. This was a
thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. It was a blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, B-Luv.
Yeah.
We will be right back after this.
Coming this fall, a new show from Hulu, Overstuffed Apartment. It's kind of like Full House, But nah. Check it out. You'll probably like it.
And we are back. Two brothers chopping it up. Hey, first and foremost, that was a great interview, man.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I feel good. I feel like I learned something.
Yeah, word. Like, and
You know what I mean?
being a dude that, like, you know, not to take too much time up on it, but I got my bachelor's degree thanks to hip hop, using a lot of the culture and the history and all that in doing my research papers and all of that. So yeah,
Right
you know,
on.
I owe hip hop a lot.
Right on. Right on. All right. So for two brothers chopping it up, I got two ideas. I heard something on the Jalen and Jacoby show. He was chopping it up earlier. That you know those versus battles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing that there's a swelling for a Jermaine Dupri versus Diddy battle. Now, firstly, I don't know if I have enough shiny suits and liquor for a battle like that.
I know I'm too old to be doing all them dance moves.
You know what I mean?
this ain't
But yo, what's the name? See, you be throwing them little anecdotes about our army stuff, man. The Liberty Club. No, y'all can't know about the Liberty Club. Sorry, fans, y'all can't know about the Liberty Club. It's not even in America, so y'all can't know about it. Not right now. Yeah. Not right now.
No, not at all.
Me and my wife are happily married, man. Come on. Yo, but I mean, honestly, Jacoby was like, this isn't really a battle of like artists because these dudes didn't really make the music. They hired people to make the music and they pushed it out. So it's more of a battle of labels. And I was like, I hear you. But I actually could have sworn that Jermaine Dupri actually did like control the boards on some of them tracks though. Did he? I don't know. But either way, it'll be a shiny suit, jiggy down, good time. I know that.
Well, I'll say first and foremost, happy birthday! Shout out to Jermaine Dupri. But yeah, I agree absolutely with that. It would just be a label battle. If you want to be technical, I guess if they wanted to go on the artist perspective, JD would win automatically because he did create Criss Cross and he wrote all their rhymes. So
yeah,
now
there you go.
He put a lot of groups together, but he never goes writ for anybody. So
no, they just goes writ for him.
Exactly. Shout out to Sauce Money and rappers alike.
Hey, yeah, we know. We know.
I remember in that era where it was real funny for us because, you know, experiencing multiple eras of hip hop, it was like to the point now, it was like, oh, so now we respecting ghostwriters?
Yeah, nah. No.
And it was my bad, bro. But it was never so much to call out the ghost writer, but the performer himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or her.
Now again, producers, I get it because they don't really supposed to rap. So
True.
like Dr. Dre having other folk write for him, Pete Rock having his cousin write for him. Yes.
Very.
Who?
No, I said very true.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. So yeah, it's like, you know, those guys I give a pass to. But if you come out as, yo, I am an MC, and people are writing your stuff, boo hiss. Boo hiss. You keep that trash to yourself. You a Milli Vanilli MC. That's what that is.
So like, yeah, you better stay over there with the pop crowd because you come over here hip hop.
I don't freestyle. You don't write neither.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo.
I know too. A lot of these modern rappers be getting away with that. I really don't be freestyling like that. Like, you don't know.
Yeah, because you don't want to expose the fact that you don't really got skill.
And yeah. And you know it's sad when you don't even have to try hard. Like, I remember years ago just playing around with my friends. I was like, look, they don't even rap complicated. I was like, look, I just start pulling stuff out the sky and rapping about it to prove my point. And my peoples in the end was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good, dog. I was like, oh, y'all don't even get the point.
Right, this is awful. I'm making fun of rap right now.
Like,
And you're like, yo, that's hard.
Terrible.
You know what I mean? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10 o'clock. We have hit the hour. We hope you guys had a great time this week with us. Big shouts to B-Luv. That was wonderful. We are definitely going to have him back on.
Yeah, big salute.
Tune in next week. The Knicks deans of the Knicks Film School himself, Jay Macri, is in the building. And the week after that, we got D-Wise from the Bums coming to talk about some Oakland hip hop. Yo, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's real and it's candid. And we'll see you next week. Coach Fah is out.
Mr. Lewis, Black Lebowski, follow me on Twitter. See you next Wednesday.
You want to talk sports. You want to talk basketball, football, baseball, wrestling, UFC, boxing. You want to talk sports. You want to talk music. You want to talk hip-hop. Real hip-hop. Classic hip-hop. The history and the culture of hip-hop. And you want to talk candidly. You want to hear the real. You want us to keep it 100. You are in the right place. Welcome to the Candid Court, starring your man Coach Fah and your man Mr. Lewis. Bringing it to you real, bringing it to you right. Sit back, strap in, comment, get busy, baby. The Candid